Okay, so very good afternoon to you. I've had to restart the live stream. We're already going with qualifying, but the game crashed, so I had to restart the stream. We're back, so apologies for the inconvenience. It looks like everything is fine again, and let's hope that the game doesn't crash again. But yeah, luckily it happened in qualifying and not during the race, so we have not missed out on any crucial action. So yeah, we're back in qualifying. It's still Logan Aron with the fastest lap with a 1:11.7, so he has improved his lap time quite significantly. We've got him on screen here at the moment. And it's actually Jogo Zortse Bernard who has put in a really good 1:12.7, which has provisionally put him in second place on the grid. Alexei Kovenemi currently in third, in front of Jesper Lampinen. Behind him is the McLaren of... Bear with me for a second here. Thanks, Gabriel Nicolodo. Sorry, I'm completely butchering every name that exists at the moment. Gabriel Nicolodi. Thanks for tuning in again. Supporting Vincenzo. Yeah, let's hope that the game doesn't crash again indeed. So lots of drivers in the pit lane at the moment. We've got Senna Herweijer currently out on track in the Aston Martin. Bit of wheel spin coming out of turn 3. Senna Goatwire. That's a good one. So, yeah, Dylan Sal 7th place in front of Vincenzo. Senna Dunes. Oh, look at that. Senna Herweijer going for a 360 there. That looked classy. I'm not sure if that was on purpose. I don't think it was, but it did look quite cool. I mean, if there's a cool way to spin, then that is certainly the way. As he heads into the pit lane. Well done, Senna. Christian Dorman here in 12th place with a 1:14.6. He still got a lot of time to find. And there is still one driver still without a time, currently exiting the pit lane. Ivan Brito. Senna Mazespin. Senna Crashwire. That's an even better one, to be honest. Max is suggesting Senna to go on slicks because it's an easy dry track. Yeah, it looks like the rain is still falling down and the track is still quite wet, so I don't think we'll see slicks towards the end of the session. But you never know. Let's pick up a couple of drivers who might be on flying laps at the moment. Thanks for the 6 viewers tuning in again. And apologies for having to restart the live stream, but yeah, my game just crashed, so I couldn't really do anything about that. I think that's just this game being a little bit unstable sometimes. So it wasn't anything to do with the internet connection or anything. And so, somebody else making his SRL debut is Juan Vasquez in the McLaren, who joined into the live chat earlier. And he is also currently in a respectable 5th place here. So apologies for not saying his name earlier, but I was a little bit confused because he is making his SRL debut, so I have never seen his name before. But I did see his name before on the Instagram post, but I didn't realize that it was connected to the username temp103495. So apologies for that. But I am familiar with everyone now. Of course, we do have a couple of reserve drivers and a couple of rookies this season. And considering this is my first race of the season commentating, I had to get used to it a little bit. But I'm used to it now. And of course there are also a couple of names and drivers that I am very familiar with. Like Senna Dulis, Max Mulder, Senna Herweijer. I'm gonna pick up the map again because we do have a car going slowly. And that was Christian Dorman, who is really struggling. 1:14.6, the slowest lap time of the session. And he also went for a spin on this attempt. He's gonna go for a new hot lap here to give it an extra try to improve his lap time. Mercedes is good today. Well, I haven't really spotted a Mercedes yet, to be honest. Jono, Pogmir and Senna Goatwire, my esports team of choice. I completely agree, Sam. Easy hard time for Ferrari. English film, rain. Well, I mean, you should be used to it considering you're English. Talk about Max Mulder, this season he got a 100% podium streak. Well, yeah, he did, because Max Mulder, he joined us for the first race of the season in Bahrain. Finished on the podium there. As Christian Dorman, we talked about his struggles. And he is struggling even more as he has crashed out. Unfortunately, I can't spectate him, of course. But if his car will stay there, I think the Aston Martin here is going to be the first driver to actually go past it. But it looks like his car's already been cleared off. So yeah, Christian Dorman will be last on the grid. And Christian Dorman is also one of the drivers that took part in the inaugural 6 hours of Bispingen karting race in Bispingen, close to Hamburg, where I joined him together with Senna Dulis in the SRL team. And Senna Dulis also just happens to be one of the guys from SRL who I visited this very track with earlier this summer. So it is pretty cool to see those guys on the virtual track here. And same can be said for Dion Staal. And also Cameron Weston Edwards, who is not present here today. But we were right here in, well, between the final and penultimate corner. So pretty cool to see this track return in SRL. We did have an Aston Martin there spinning as well, briefly. So doing this bit of a twitch there on the exit of turn 1. We'll follow him for this lap. We don't care about the drive-thru race with karting. Yeah, I was maybe responsible for that drive-thru. So was my other teammate, Lucas. Because he made the same mistake, but he made it differently because I forgot about it. He just overshot it. Anyway, that's about a different race. We're here for round 3 of Season 8 in SRL. Senna Dulis is also down in 11th place at the moment, so he'll be looking to improve us. We've got yellow flags as well. I think Senna Dulis is coming up to his teammate, Dion Staal. So hopefully this is going to get in the way. Into the final corner, the two Ferraris following each other. Tim Benting, 1:11.345. Senna Dulis comes across the line and improves to P3 with a 1:11.931. It's a very good lap time there from Senna Dulis as well. And also Vincenzo improving to a 1:11.8. Currently puts himself in P3 professionally. Very well done there from the Italian. Senna Herweijer currently also on the lap. He is currently in a really respectable P7 too. Alexei Kovenemi, 1:11.223, goes professional pole position. Will anyone be able to beat that? We've still got Logan Ron on a lap. We'll follow him. Here he is currently in the final sector. Two bends to go, turn 9 and 10. Tim Menting improves to a 1:11.3, just shy of Alexei's time. Jesper Lampin in P3. Will Logan Aron be able to do anything? He does! 1:10.272 for Logan Aron. Pole position for the American. What a lap time. Really impressive stuff from Logan Aron. And he'll surely have pole position. We've still got Vincenzo on the lap, but he doesn't improve. And we're just waiting for the debutants, Juan Vasquez, who's put himself P7 on the grid. And that's qualifying over. Dion Styles in the pit lane, and everybody else has passed the checkered flag. So it's Logan Aron, the championship leader on pole position, with an amazing 1:10.272, 8 tenths of a second clear of Juan Vasquez in second place, in front of Alexei Kovenemi, Tim Wenting, Sandro Dullis, Jesper Lampinen, Vincenzo Senna Herweyer, Ivan Brito. Juan Vasquez in 10th place. It's Diogo Sorte Bernat in 2nd. And it's Olivier Demoise in P12 in front of Christian Doorman in P13. So running through it one final time, Logan Aron has taken pole position and we're looking to extend his championship lead. Diego Zorza Bernat in 2nd place, Alexei Kovenemi 3rd, Tim Wenting 4th, Sandro Dullis, Jesper Lampinen, Vincenzo Senna Herweyer, Ivan Brito, Juan Vasquez, Dion Staal, Oliver Dromaas and Christian Doorman completes the grid. So Vincenzo Torre getting some support as well in the live chat from Manu Sparrow, saying Forza Vincenzo, really good to see the support for the Italian drivers here in SRL, and Vincenzo Torre. Christian Crashman. Max is being really creative with his nicknames here, and it looks like I'm actually not a spectator. I'm not sure how that has happened. Okay, so I must have forgot to choose spectator when I actually joined the session. How can I fix this? Maybe I can just retire on the formation lap, can't I? I think I'm probably good with just retiring on the formation lap, I guess. But apologies for this. This is all because my game crashed. I was a spectator, but I'm probably not a spectator anymore because I had to rejoin the lobby. Sam Brandt cheering on Oliver, make Denmark proud. We'll see if he will. So I'm gonna have to quickly exit out of this. Can I retire on the formation lap? Otherwise I'll just have to quit and then rejoin, I guess. I think I'm quickly gonna quit and then rejoin the session. When the commentator goes rough and wants to drive. I mean, to be honest, I kind of want to. This is very tempting. No, I'm gonna have to quit, I think. Because, yeah, I'm gonna have to. Otherwise, I won't be able to retire on the formation lap. So I'm gonna quickly have to rejoin. And hopefully I'll still be on time for the race. But I really apologize for this. So I have re-accepted the invite even though I'm currently loading out of it. So hopefully that's not gonna mess things up. But I should join back now as a spectator. And I think, you know, the formation lap is gonna take like 2 minutes. Let's say 1.5. So I think we should be fine, but just apologies for this unprofessional build up to the race. Niek is the peak of Niek commentary. I'm sorry, I haven't done this in a while. It's all because if my game crashed. If my game wouldn't have crashed, this wouldn't have happened. So I blame the game. Partially, at least. Okay, let's see what we're saying. Okay, it's fine. We're good. We're good to go. Apologies for that, for missing out on the formation lap, but it could be worse. At least we haven't missed out on any race action. Wait. So my car is still on the track. How is my car still on the track? I selected... Oh, okay. This has really messed things up. I don't know how that's gonna go, but... Yeah. It seems like there's really another solution here. Anyway, we're getting ourselves ready for the start of the race. Let's get a decent camera shot of this. I wouldn't really call this a decent camera shot, but round 3 of season 8 is underway for the Austrian Grand Prix. Logan Ron on pole position, and he maintains lead into turn 1. Is Jogo behind him? Further back, we've got a couple of drivers. Alexei Kovanen, there are yellow flags immediately in sector 1. It looks like everybody has made it through the first couple of corners unscathed. Back at the front, Jogo Zoe Bernard here, still running in second place. Got a couple of drivers overtaking each other. Senna Herweijer up into 5th place in front of Jesper Lampion. Ivan Brito and Dion Staal already picking up a time penalty, but my car is still in the way, and I really apologize for that. Hopefully that's not gonna mess things up for the other drivers there, but it's definitely gonna influence them a little bit. Senna Dulis in P11. In front of Juan Vasquez and Dion Staal. And this AI car is really starting to cause a couple of problems here. But yeah, it seems like there's really anything that we can do about it at this point. Anyway, Logan Aron opens the account. It's a Haas 1-2 with Aron being followed by his teammate Tim Bentink. And it's Jogo Bernard following them in 3rd position in the Williams, in front of the race winner in the previous round, Alexei Kovanen. Senna Herweijer doing really well to be up in 5th position in front of Vincenzo Torre. Jesper Lampinen making his way past on the AI car into P7, and yeah, this is really messing up the race a little bit. Say this with a 5-head strategy. So it seems like the timing is also glitched. We've got a couple of drivers with a 1-minute interval there, either positive or negative, which also doesn't make sense. Senna Dulis had a really poor start. He is in P11. In front of Juan Vasquez, Dion Staal and Christian Doorman. So I really hope that AI car will just not really get in the way too much of everybody and will not cause any incidents or people getting damaged or something like that, but it is very, very annoying. So we've still got the top 3 pretty close together. Vincenzo Torre making his way past on Senna Herweijer up into 5th position. Senna Herweijer had a really unlucky crash last time out in Australia. He was on for a points finish. Yellow flags further back. Oh, that's the McLaren of Oliver Dwars. And also a Ferrari caught up. That's Dion Staal, I think. It was Dion Staal. Not sure what caused that incident. But a couple of drivers making this excursion off the track, and also looks like Dion Staal has picked up a little bit of damage. So back at the front, Logan Aron, he isn't able to shake off his teammate Tim Bentink, still 0.5 of a second between each other. So Bentink is able to follow the pace. Look at Senna Herweijer attacking Vincenzo Torre back up into 5th place. He does have a 3-second time penalty though. And also Ivan Brito and Dion Staal are into the pit lane to repair the damage. Senna Herweijer up the inside of Vincenzo Torre. They almost touched to come through there. Oh, a bit of a twitch there from Herweijer. Vincenzo Torre just holds the advantage. We'll keep a close eye on the interval in the delta at the front as well. It's still half a second between the two Haas drivers. Very, very similar on pace. And thanks a lot for the 15 viewers tuning in as well, despite having to restart the live stream. So a little bit further back, this is Juan Vasquez making his debut in the McLaren. He is following Senna Dulis, who is in turn following Jesper Lampinen. Sam saying on live chat, bro, I said I finally remembered his first name. Yeah, it seems like he finally did. Max saying that Senna is pushing so hard that it will not take long for him to crash. We'll see. But I really hope he won't, because he is definitely probably driving his best race yet here in SRL. He missed out on points in Australia because he crashed out when he had a pit lane incident. Talking about incidents further back, we've got a driver going slowly, and that is Juan Vasquez in McLaren. He spins himself round, but that is very unfortunate for the debutant, because he was up there in a very good position. So the duel is here going past Jesper Lampinen up the side of the turn 1. Lampinen with the cutback will have the advantage here on the back straight as they go up towards turn 3. Side by side. And Lampinen back up into 7th place. Dulles will try and hang it tough on the outside, but he's not able to brake late enough. Bites his time for now, is trying to focus on the exit as he puts the power down, opens up the DRS. Will Dulles be able to attack Jesper Lampinen here? He goes to the outside as they break into turn 4. Can he hang it tough on the outside? Dulles gets it done. Lampinen still tries to hang it in there on the inside, but Dulles will up the inside for the next corner here as he goes into this really quick turn 5, and Dulles does get P7. Very good piece of driving there. Well done to Senna Dulles for actually getting past on Jesper there, because that was a very good overtake, and fair play to Jesper as well for keeping it respectful. Back at the front, we've got a group of 4 here. Look at that. The top 4 all separated by, well, less than a second in relation to each other. And they've pulled away by 7 seconds from Vincenzo Torre. So they're pretty much lapping a second a lap quicker as we're on lap 7 at the moment. Very good to see this quartet so close together here at the front. Vincenzo Torre here in the Alpine, still defending from Senna Hervai, who's doing well in the Aston Martin there in 6th place. Logan Ron, race leader and championship leader. He made it very clear at the start of the season that he's going for nothing less than the championship this season, after having missed out on it last year to Jensen Rendell. He was quick last year, he was fast, but he lacked consistency, and also he was struck by bad luck, which ultimately cost him the chance at the title. But he is desperate to make a redemption for that here this season, and he has done everything right so far, winning the first round in Bahrain. He was struck by bad luck though in the previous race in Melbourne. He couldn't do anything about that. He was just taken out by Guillermo Garcia. But he's also looking to redeem that and bounce back from his DNF in Australia here by putting up a really strong performance so far this weekend. Jesper Lampinen still working on the back of Senna Dulles. There's been an incident here, and that is that's Diogo in the Williams, who had gone for a spin, so he's gonna drop back massively. There was a big gap, of course, to Vincenzo Torre, so he's still able to rejoin the race in 4th place, but that's very unfortunate for Diogo. So now there are 3. Logan Ron, Tim Hentig and Alexei Kovnemi. You've lost Diogo Zortz-Bernat, who has even dropped back to P5 now. Still in front of Senna Hervai, just about. And here we've got that second group, ranging from 4th position until P8 with Jesper Lampinen there. And also an overtake here from Diogo Bernat, getting past on Vincenzo Torre. Torre looking to fight back here on the outside as they break down into turn 4. Diogo Bernat with a bit of a lock up there, but he does manage to keep his car in front of that of the Italian. Was gonna quickly up my game audio a little bit because I think the volume is slightly low still, so I'm gonna up it up to 8 just to have a little bit more game sounds. Oliver Dramas, 3-second time penalty as well for exceeding track limits too many times. Back at the front. It looks like the two Haas teammates are stretching Alexei Kovenemi. They are trying to break him, and it looks like they are succeeding in doing so. The gap is now up to 2.7 seconds. So really despondent display here from the Haas team. So we'll run you through the grid order as it is standing right now in the race. So Logan leading the way from his teammate Tim Wenting. Then there's a bit of a gap to Alexei Kovenemi, who was just trying to hang on to those two. Then there's a big gap to Joe Bernard in 4th position. He's got Vincenzo Torre behind him, Senna Herweijer in 6th, followed by Sander Dulis in 7th. Jesper Lampien completing that group that extends from P4 to P8. Then there's a bit of a gap to Oliver Dwaas in 9th place. In front of, well, the AI car of myself, which doesn't count, in front of Christian Doorman, being followed by the debutant Juan Vasquez. Then there's a big gap to Dion Staal and Ivan Brito, who had to pit on the first lap of this race. Correction, it wasn't the first lap, it was somewhere in the opening phase of the race, but I don't believe it was the first lap. But those are the 14 drivers in this race. Luckily we haven't had a DNF so far. Sander Dulis here, still being put under pressure by Jesper Lampinen. And as we're watching this battle, I will keep an eye on the gap between Logan Rand and Tim Wenting at the front. Still 6 tenths of a second, so it's still pretty stable between those two. I really wonder what Tim Wenting is thinking here. Oh, yellow flags. That's Jesper Lampinen, and we just talked about him. And he has lost the car on the exit of turn 1. And he has damaged his wing. He was pushing to keep with Sander Dulis. And unfortunately he has made a mistake, which is dropping back massively, because he'll probably have to pit as well for damage repairs. So that's unfortunate for Jesper Lampinen. Also Ivan Brito picking up a time penalty. And Lampinen will struggle now with his damaged wing. He's being put under pressure by Christian Doorman. He's looking to the outside here as they go into turn 4. Christian Doorman trying to hang it tough. And just like Dulis earlier, he off the inside for turn 5. Oh, they make contact. Lampinen being forced wide. And look at that, Juan Vasquez going underneath both of them. He says thank you very much. And takes 2 spots in 2 corners. So yeah, the Williams going into the pit lane now. Also, Sander Dulis going past Senna Herweijer. Makes his way up into 6th position. Oh, Senna running really wide there. He worked the DRS on Dulis in front of him. As Christian Doorman actually goes to the pit lane. So Jesper Lampinen actually stayed out. So his damage is probably okay then. But back at the front, still loaded on from Tim Wenting. And I really wonder what Wenting is thinking here, because I can't really tell if he's having to really push to stay with him, and if he's really, you know, pushing it 100%, and hanging on by his fingernails to Logan Ron. Or if it's just biding his time, maybe it's just waiting. Maybe he can follow this pace with relative ease. And maybe he doesn't want to overtake yet because he feels like he's got a bit left in the tank. I don't know. I mean, their driving styles are so smooth, you can't tell whether they're driving on the limit or not. I mean, considering the pace they're displaying here, they probably are. I mean, they must both be pushing really hard at the moment, but maybe Wentink is planning something for later. Oh, we can see an incident there. That's the Alpine of Vincenzo Torre. He was caught up with an incident involving Diogo. Diogo versus Bernard there in the Williams. And he is now put under pressure by Oliver Dwaas and McLaren. Looks like they are still able to continue without damage. So Vincenzo Torre slots in just in front of Senna Herweyer. Look at this. Dumas getting past on Diogo Bernard there. And Wentink is still matching the pace of his teammate. Just so evenly matched, those two. Also Diogo Bernard following Oliver Dumas really closely now. And despite the poor start, Senna Dulis, he made a really good comeback in the previous race in Australia. Being caught up in an incident with myself on the first lap. And being outside of the top 10. Managed to work his way back through the fields. And actually picked up his first point of the season with a really strong second place there. Behind Lexi Covenami, followed by Tim Wentink. And in this race he was also outside of the top 10 in the first lap, and he is already up into P4. He does have a 15.6 second gap to the car in front of him, Alexi Covenami, so it looks like P4 will be the maximum for him as Vincenzo Torre goes into pit lane. As does Diogo Bernard. Yellow flags, that is Dion Staal. He has lost it, come out of turn 5. That's unfortunate for him. But looks like he doesn't have damage. Oh, look at that, Tim Wentink! Oh, that's Tim Wentink! He has lost to come out of turn 4 as well. Tim Wentink, what have you done? He was confidently running behind Logan Ron in second place. And he's made a mistake. And he has released Logan Ron at the front of this race now. So it turns out he was pushing. And he's pushed too hard. That could completely change the face of this race. And he's going to dive to the pit lane as well. What a mistake for Tim Wentink to make. And if we won't see any safety cars in this race, that has probably gifted an almost certain victory to Logan Ron. So lots of drivers getting a new set of tires now. So they do this weaving there on the straight to warm up those really difficult to warm up hard tires. You see him weaving again. Yeah, with the tires this year, especially the hard tires, it is very, very difficult to generate temperature into them. So I totally understand why Dulis is weaving there on the straights, because the cold tires, especially the hards from coming out of the pit lane, are pretty awful. Oliver Dumas following Senna Herweyer closely here. Let's see how this unfolds. Oliver Dramas will have the DRS on the second straighter, or already on the finish straight. Of course, he's already going to stride into turn 1. He is. Oliver Dramas up the inside into turn 1 of Senna Hairwire, up into 7th place. Senna Hairwire with the cutback though. It gets him back, but Dramas will have the DRS. But it's not close enough. Nice little fight here for 7th place in this race. Dramas with the second DRS here on the back straight, goes to the outside. Senna will try and defend, but Dramas breaks it very, very deep into there. And gets through in the Aston Martin. Jesper Lampinen here. In P11, he had an incident earlier on in the race. Christian Doorman, it's been a really tough race for him all weekend. Ivan Brito and Dion Stahl currently in last position. After also he made a mistake earlier on. Talking of mistakes, Ivan Brito. He has spun, come out of turn 7. And so now Dion Stahl is not last anymore. He's been replaced by the Portuguese driver in the number 55 Aston Martin. And he's got to head into the pit lane. He took it very, very easy there on the pit lane entry. We can take a bit more speed into that. So, Logan Earl, yeah, I mean, he's got a comfortable lead now. Bar any safety cars, he's probably going to win this race. I mean, I don't see Alexei Kovalev closing down a 9-second gap. And I don't see Logan Earl making a mistake. Tim Ventink, he's going to be desperate to make up for his mistake. But he's 20 seconds down. Although, in saying that, Tim Ventink, he is doing a massive undercut because Logan Earl started on the hard tires. And the gap between them is 20 seconds. No, that's a lie. It's 20 seconds to Alexei Kovalev. So, Logan Earl will still rejoin in front of Tim Ventink. And he is actually into the pit lane. But he will still maintain the effective lead of this race, considering Alexei Kovalev also still has to pit. It's such a shame that Tim Ventink made that mistake. Oh, yellow flags! We've got a driver out of the session. Who is that? That is Juan Vasquez, and what has happened to him? Oh, Senna! He's almost followed him. Look at that, there we can see the car of Juan Vasquez on the left. Senna Dulis have picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. We've got yellow flags. Will there be a safety car though? What's going to happen here? Senna's got a 3-second time penalty as well. Dulis into the pit lane. Will there be a safety car? It's just yellow flags at the moment. No, there is a safety car. There is a safety car, isn't there? Yeah, I can see the yellow dot on the minimap. It doesn't show on the graphics. But on lap 21 of this race, we do have a full course caution. There we can see the Aston Martin safety car on the right. And this will definitely spice up the race. So Juan Vasquez, he lost his car, come out of turn 7, and he is going to influence this race big time because he is the cause of the safety car. So what does this mean? We've got, well, 15 laps remaining after this one. So Logan Earl has just pitted for medium tires, as has Alexei Kovalev. And he's been picked up by the safety car. So Logan Earl on mediums, Alexei Kovalev on mediums, they can go to the end. Tim Ventink has pitted for fresh softs. So Tim Ventink, he is chancing it to go to the end on soft tires. Here we can see Torre. in 4th. He is on Old Hearts. I don't get why he hasn't pitted. Also, Oliver Dramas hasn't pitted. Nor has Diogo Bernat. And neither has Senna Hervario as well. Senna Dulis has pitted for Fresh Softs. And also Christian Dorman still on Old Hearts. I don't get why he hasn't pitted yet either. Jesper Lampinen is on Fresh Softs. Dion Stel. Why is Dion Stel continuing on 18 lap Old Hearts? Well, Juan Vasquez tuning in on the live chat, apologizing for his terrible debut. You don't have to apologize, mate. I mean, you actually did really well so far in qualifying in the first half of this race, and you know, I'm sorry for your crash, mate. I mean, mate, even. I mean, mistakes can happen, and you know, commiserations for your crash, but you don't have to feel sorry for that. I mean, you showed that you had the pace today for this result, and these things are part of racing. So yeah, commiserations, and heads up for the next one. Anyway, the drivers are being picked up by the safety car now. So we do have a lot of split strategies here. But this safety car is definitely going to make this race more interesting. So yeah, it's interesting that the two leaders, Logan and Alexei Kovalenko, have opted for mediums. And that the likes of Tim Wenting, Senna Dulis and Jesper Lampinen feel like the softs can make it to the end. We'll see what works out. Of course, they're going to have the advantage in the first few laps after the restarts. But I imagine that the soft tires are going to drop off towards the end. Now it is very exciting that the three leaders here are bunched up close together again, because they were so evenly matched on pace, especially Logan Ron and Tim Wenting. But also Alexei Kovalenko is damn fast. He just wasn't able to stick with them in the first half of the race, but he was lapping close to them. So I think he might have the potential with a second chance here to stick with the pace if he can stay within the DRS 1 second window. Now Mark for telling me to push on on my in-lap. Not quite sure what you mean with that, but I guess somebody told you to push your in-lap, which maybe shouldn't have done. Anyway, there's always a next time. Safety car is gonna come in at the end of this lap. And we've got this mouth-watering prospect of Logan Ron, Alexei Kovalenko and Tim Wenting really close together. Although there is still a lapped car of Ivan Brito in between Alexei Kovalenko and Tim Wenting. Oh, your race engineer is Mark this year, of course. You said he told you to push this lap. Well, yeah, that's the privilege. You shouldn't always listen to a race engineer. Anyway, lap 24 out of 36. We're gonna have 13 laps to determine who's gonna win round 3 of season 8 in SRL. We are back on the way. Logan Ron leading from Alexei Kovalenko. Tim Wenting in 3rd position. Luckily, Ivan Brito's got out of the way and will not interfere with this battle here at the front. So well done to him. Immediately yellow flags as well. I think that's just for Ivan Brito. So that's all fine. And immediately Logan Ron has built up a 7-10 lead over Alexei Kovalenko. Look at this, everybody really close. That's Senna Hervario going deep. Dropping a position to Diogo Bernat. Senna Herweijer fighting back, also Jesper Lampinen further back making a move. But let's see what's gonna happen at the front now. Will Logan be able to pull away again? Or will Tim Wending have the advantage on those softer tyres? Logan on a really hot pace, 1 minute 06.7, and already he's looking to pull away further back. Oh, look at that, Jesper Lampinen at the inside of Christian Doorman. Senna Herweijer had a better exit there, and he capitalized on Doorman being compromised, as does Dion Staal. Herweijer to the outside here as we break down into turn 3. Jesper can just hold the advantage there. Good strap this for P9. P8 even. Christian Doorman there. Oh, he ducks to the outside there to try and get something done on Dion Staal. Isn't able to in the end. Still no crash from Senna Herweijer indeed. I'm pretty impressed by him, to be honest. And let's hope he can score a few points. Look at Diogo Bernat here being really close to the Italian of Vincenzo Torre. If we have the DRS here on this first back straight. Diogo Bernat to the inside, yellow flags as well, that is Senna. No, it isn't. I don't know who it is. I'm gonna pick it up later. We've got a couple of fights going on. Senna Herweijer back up the inside. Oh, he forces Christian Doorman wide there. I think it was the Aston Martin of Ivan Brito was already a lap down. Apologies to Senna for thinking it was him. I just saw Aston Martin going slowly. So yeah, Epic the Animal, Loader on, he's 2 seconds clear of Lexi Covenemi. It's only a mistake that could prevent him from winning this race. His pace is just unbelievable. Senna Herweijer, he has actually dropped outside of the points. He had a really good start to this race. He was up in like 5th place earlier on, but he is struggling with the pace now towards the back end. But he is still fighting for a point here with Christian Doorman. So let's see if he will actually be able to score a point, which will be his first point of the season, I believe. As Ivan Brito is really struggling, he's made a mistake again in turn 1. Oh, look at this! Vincenzo Torre and Diogo running it on the outside there. What a move from Diogo Bernat. Apologies for missing the first part of that battle there. So the battle for the lead is pretty much done. With a 2.3 second lead for Logan Aron. But there is still a battle for second place between Alexei Covenemi and Tim Wending. Covenemi on those mediums, Tim Wending on the softs. Let's see how that will work out. Oliver Dramas going past on Vincenzo Torre. Up in the 5th position for the number 74 McLaren. 74 gets through on 54. And Senadrulli is there, also running closely behind them in 7th position. I think Dulis will be relatively pleased with P7. I might have expected a little bit more after finishing on the podium last time, but it it's still a decent points finish. Also after where he was after the first couple of laps. So yeah, the field is still pretty close. It's just very, very difficult to overtake for everybody, it seems. We have seen a couple of overtakes and battles, but we also see lots of drivers following each other close, but not being able to really make a move, like Dion Staal here being close to Jesper Lampinen. And again, Ivan Brito is really struggling in turn 1. He's made a lot of mistakes there throughout this race. I think that's his 3rd spin there now. Oh, yellow flags again. That is the McLaren of Oliver Durmas, who has lost the car out of turn 4, just like we have seen Tim Wenting do earlier. So he now drops down. Does that give a chance for Senna Herweijer to get into the points? Dion Staal also still really close to Jesper Lampinen here. Just 6 laps to go now. You can see how close this group is, but just, yeah, nobody is really able to do anything. What will Senna do? Will he be able to score a point here? He is not too far off it. And it's like everybody is just DRS training each other. They're all having DRS. As Ivan Brito has retired from the session, he's retired in the pit lane, so that's not gonna cause a safety car or anything like that. So that's a good thing that he decided to retire into the pits. At least I spiced up the race. You certainly did, Juan. But of course, I'm sorry for your crash. Five laps to go. This nice overhead shot here of this group fighting for P6. It's being led by Soto Dulis in 6th position. So the two Ferraris are also pretty close together. Now it's actually being led by Vincenzo Torre in 5th. Because he is oh, look at that! Dion Staal has crashed out! And he's lost his front wing. Oh, he's gonna have to be careful! Oh no, he's been collected by a McLaren there. Oh, Dion, what have you done? That was Oliver Durmas, and he is out of the session. He's in the middle of the racetrack there. And surely this is gonna cause another safety car. Goodness me, what an end to this race. We've got a second safety car because Dion Staal crashed and then reversed back onto the track. Poor Oliver Durmas, he had nowhere to go. And plowed into the Ferrari. And his car strictly in the middle of the track, so that was inevitably going to be another safety car. But this is going to be a really, really short end sprint to this race. We've got Tim Wenting pitting for a new set of softs. Logan Ron has opted to stay out, as has Alexei Kovenemi. So Tim Wenting pitting for new softs. Also Diogo Bernat pitting for a fresh set of softs. Jesper Lampinen, Vincenzo Torres and also Sandrulis all going for a fresh set of soft tires. So just the two leaders who have stuck it out on an old set of mediums. Man, what an end to this race. What a bizarre way to change things up. I mean, this really will affect the outcome of this race. And what a twist by Dion Staal's mistake. By both of his mistakes. Because if he would have been more careful by reversing back to the track, there probably wouldn't have been a safety car, because he could have kept going again, and Oliver Durmas wouldn't have been collected. Wow. Right. Let's take a deep breath, because this could be quite a crazy end to this race. How many laps will we have though? Because it's already 34-36. I suspect the safety car will come in on this lap, so it might be a 2-lap sprint. So Dion Sal won't even be able to catch up to the safety car, I don't think. Maybe he just about will. So, 2 full safety cars. The first one was caused by Juan Vasquez. The second one was caused by Dion Staal in an incident with Oliver Dermaas. And indeed the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. So Logan Aron leading the way on an old set of mediums in front of Alexei Kovanemi, joining him on an old set of mediums with the same age as Logan Aron. Tim Wentink on fresh softs in 4th place. Jogo Zortse-Bernat. Senna Herweijer still on old hard tires. He decided to stay out to preferred track position. Vincenzo Torre in 6th, Sander Dulis in 7th, Jesper Lampinen in 8th, Christian Durman 9th, Dion Staal in 10th. And then Oliver Drumas, Ivan Brito and Juan Vasquez, who are DNF'd out of this race. We're getting ready for the restart. Logan Aron leading the way. What will Tim Wentink be able to do on those fresh softs? I mean, I suspect Tim Wentink has got a chance to win this race because he's going to have such a tire advantage. Look at Logan Aron, he is waiting a long time. He's going now. The race is back on the way for this 2-lap sprint race here at the end of this Austrian Grand Prix. Logan Aron leading the way. It's Alexei Kovanemi in 2nd place. Oh, Tim Wentink being put under pressure there by the Williams of Jogo Bernat, who has been forced by Senna Herweijer in 5th place on those old mediums. And he's being put under pressure by Vincenzo Torre. They're on the outside in the Alpine. What's going to happen here into turn 3? Oh no, look at that. Senna Herweijer bars to the Williams there and he's spun round and he's been collected again by the Aston Martin. What a mess there into turn 4, and Jogo Bernat has retired of the session. What a shame for him. He did so well to be so far up into the race, but Logan Aron is now clear. Yellow flags further back. But Logan Aron still on those fresh medium tires. Of course, there's so little time left in his race. Maybe it was the good decision. Tim Wentink, what can he do on those fresh soft tires? He is in 3rd position and he is getting past on the outside, nearly there into the penultimate corner. He's gonna only have 1 lap remaining now. I don't think he can catch Logan Aron, but he probably can still get through on Alexei Kovanemi here. Sander Dulis in 4th place as well. He's defending from the Italian of Torre behind him. Look at this, Tim Wentink now on the back of Alexei Kovanemi. He's going to look to the inside here into turn 3. Kovanemi tries to squeeze him, but Tim Wentink has got the advantage here up the insides. And he gets the job done into 2nd position. Now, can he do anything to put Logan Aron under pressure? I don't think he can. Christian Dorman here also closely following Dion Staal. Lots of battles going on here, of course, with the field being so bunched up. Dorman now going past nearly on the outside here into turn 4. But he can't do anything. It looks like he's trying to hang it tough. Actually, he's proven me wrong here. He can do something. He's still hanging on the outside, which will turn to the inside here, but he backs out of it. Does he? No, he doesn't. They're still nearly side by side. Dion Staal just about holds it though. Does he? No, they're still side by side. What a battle here for P6. Christian Dorman does get through into 6th position, but it's Logan Aron. Crosses the line and wins his 2nd race of the season in front of Tim Wentink. Alexei Kovanemi in 3rd position in front of Dion Staal. No, it's Sander Dulis who's been picked off by Vincenzo Perez because Vincenzo Torre, because he actually had to benefit with timing penalties there. Dion Staal in 6th position, and that is the race. Sorry, it was hard to keep up with everything there. But Logan Aron, he has done it again. And he extends his lead in the championship. Ignore that driver of the day there. Don't really agree with that, but anyway. What a race. And what an end to the race. Incredible. But congratulations to Logan Ron. He increased his lead in the World Championship after taking his second Grand Prix victory of the season. And he has definitely shown today that he deserved this victory. He was fast in qualifying, pole position, he led for the majority of the race. And he won the race. What a race from Tim Wenting though. I mean, he nearly had him. If that race would have been one more lap, I think Tim Wenting would have had a chance to attack him. But it's a Haas 1-2. And also well done to Alexei Kovenemi for rounding off the podium. So here are your official results. Logan Ron from Tim Wenting, from Alexei Kovenemi, in front of Vincenzo Torre, in front of Sander Dulis, Dion Staal, Christian Dorman in 7th, in front of Jesper Lampinen. Senna Herweijer picks up 2 points in 9th position. And then we've got 4 retirements. However, Diogo Bernard will stick up 1 point, because he will be classified as P10 as a DNF. Oliver Drumas in 12th place in front of Ivan Brito, and Juan Vasquez was the first retirement of this race. Wow, what chaos in the end. Exactly, Syndrome. That was certainly chaos in the end. I think I need to have a lie down in the dark and quiet room after that, because that was quite a lot to process on those final 2 laps. I barely was able to keep up with everything that was going on. But that was quite an alright race, I think. I'm not sure if we're gonna do anything with some kind of interview for the podium runners. I could maybe make a party and invite them into them, so we can get their perspective on the race. But I think I'll leave that to Sandra to decide. What a race though. And what a final 2 laps. Hi Dion's tuning into the live chat. That was sort of my fault, sorry for that. Yeah, I mean, that was just unfortunate. I mean, actually, a very similar thing happened to me once. About 5 years ago, on F1 2017 at AOR, I actually spun in the exact same corner as you did, Dion. And I made the same mistake by reversing back onto the track and getting collected by someone. That was in AOR season 13, I believe. On the PC. So, yeah, a very similar thing happened to me once. And, you know, in the heat of the moment, it is very difficult to do something like that. And, yeah, you just misjudged it. Which, you know, is very unfortunate for Oliver Drumas, who was collected. But, you know, yeah, it just sucks that you didn't see him coming. It is very difficult to come out of that corner. Like, it's not always possible to see everything when you're rejoining a track. So yeah, it can happen. He nearly got beached, so he reversed way too hard. Yeah. It is understandable. So I'm gonna set up a party now. See if we can get the perspective of the podium drivers. So I'll invite Logan Ron, Tim Wenting, and Alexei Kovenemi. And I'll also get Tim Wenting and Lexi Covenant up here. And it looks like we've got Senadulis joining the live stream here. I'm actually currently still in a blue screen because I'm trying to get Alexi Kovenemi up here. We've also got Tim Wenting tuning in. I'm just inviting Alexi Kovenemi as well. Oh, you've done it? Alright. So we've got a couple of drivers here, including Tim Wenting and Logan Aron. We'll start off with Tim Wenting in third position. Well, very strong race from you, Tim. You were really close, pretty evenly matched with Logan Aron, with your teammate at the front, following him for a long time in the first half. And then you made that mistake, which gave a bit of air to Logan Aron, a bit of breathing space for him to pull away. But then that safety car brought you back into the game. And you were on the fresh soft tires towards the end there with Logan Aron on old mediums. And tell us through your race, and did you think you had a chance at the end there to actually catch Logan and fight for the win?
Well, first of all, the pace was really good from the start. Was following Logan the whole time. Then obviously made a mistake. The traction was just gone in one lap. Before all the laps were perfect. Then with the safety car, I went to the softs, even though they wouldn't last till the end. Then came another safety car, went to a new set of softs, and yeah, just tried my best to maybe win. But yeah, there were only 2 laps left, so P2.
Yeah, I mean, well done. I mean, you did really well, and indeed the pace was really good throughout that race, and you definitely showed that you were able to follow your teammate, of course, and you two were pretty much the two fastest of this race, especially in the first half, of course. And I mean, I did like the decision from you to go for fresh softs as well at the end to try and make an attack on Alexi Kovenemi and Logan Aron at the front, and you did really well to close up to him. I think maybe if you had like 1 or 2 more laps, you could have maybe attacked Logan, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think one more lap because on the finish I was 4 tenths behind,
Yeah, exactly.
so one lap would have been enough, I think.
Yeah, I mean, well done by clinching the podium and really, really strong race from you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So we'll then move on to Alexi Kovenemi. Very strong race as well from you. Third position, 1.7 seconds off Logan Run. Of course, you were also on those older medium tires because you opted to not pit in that final safety car period. But it seems like you were also pretty closely matched with the two leaders, Logan Run and Tim Wenting, but it looked like you dropped off a little bit towards the period before we had that first safety car. But it seems like the pace was really good again. Of course, backing up your victory in the previous race in Melbourne. It's looking to be a very strong season for you. But talk us through your race. Oh, okay. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I didn't actually know you had floor damage, but yeah, that's very annoying, of course, because that definitely affects the pace a little bit. But well done for actually getting third place despite that. And then we'll move on to our winner, Logan Aron, increasing his lead in the championship as well, of course, with his second victory of the season after also winning in Bahrain. He had an unfortunate incident in Australia where he crashed out, but you've certainly made a good redemption for that. Talk us how you feel and talk us through your race.
Redemption. Australia wasn't my fault.
Yeah, true. I mean, Australia certainly wasn't your fault, but I guess it's a good thing to bounce back from that. And I think you're certainly out for redemption this season after having missed out on the title last year.
Yeah, I was pretty angry about last season. I feel like I didn't even have a chance to fight for the title. What was it? 6 races. A safety car came out on my outlap. 5 more races where I got hit by either a lapped car or a car pit stop behind. It was just an extremely frustrating season. and I came out with a fire under my ass this season. And so far, I'm happy about how I've done. My weakness in this year's F1 game so far has been one lap pace. Qualifying, I just haven't seemed to be nailing my laps, but that issue just seems to have been going away when I pop up in SRL lobbies. That's convenient, and my race, I feel like I've been nailing every race so far. I'm always playing to the best of my ability in the races, keeping clean slates on the penalty sheet, and if I don't qualify pole in other leagues, I've been consistently moving forward. So yeah, I'm really happy with how I'm playing so far, but I can't relax now. This is only the beginning.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, it's still very early days, but you've definitely put yourself on the map for the championship this year, and I think you're definitely one of the favorites, of course, after starting the season so strongly. And I mean, this weekend you couldn't really have done anything better. I mean, you had pole position, you had like a 1:10.3 in qualifying, 8 tenths clear of second place. And in the race you were definitely, the only one who was really able to follow you was Tim Wentink. And well, maybe Alexei Kovalev would have had the shot at it as well if he didn't have floor damage. But I mean, you three were definitely the quickest in this race, and of course also with the safety cars and everything. I mean, no matter what they threw at you, you always stayed out of trouble. So well done for the race and also the pace that you've displayed today, and congrats on winning your second race of the season.
Yeah, appreciate it. Just got another one down. Like I said, it can't get lazy. Got to keep foot to the gas and keep trying to improve because it's still early days.
That's a good attitude. So move on to Sander Dulis as well. We've got here in the booth as well. Fifth place for Dulis. I guess quite a decent result. I think you're relatively pleased with that. Of course, you had a really good comeback in the previous race in Australia where you finished on the podium in second place after an earlier incident. And I think today you're also outside of the top 10 in like the first couple of laps, but you've definitely recovered from that nicely, and again another good bunch of points.
Yeah, like if you would have told me the end result P5, I think I would have been happy because like the last few seasons have been quite tough at Austria for some weird reason. But I'm still really annoyed with my race because I made a lot of unnecessary mistakes that were my own fault, and that's been kind of the trend this season so far, that I've made a lot of mistakes myself, and I just had to capitalize on them. I think I started like P4, and turn 1 we went 4 wide into turn 1, and I just got turned. It was just unlucky. That's why I dropped to like I think P10 or 11. And then in the first stint, the pace wasn't quite there. I was kind of stuck in the DRS train and wasn't moving forwards, but kept the nose clean, no penalties, no spins, and I moved up into P4. And then as soon as the safety came out, I just, self-destruct basically. I kind of ruined my race because I wasn't sure what to do with the strategy, and last second I decided to go for softs with 15 to go, and I completely cut the pit lane entry and got a penalty, and also the softs were no way they were going to last 15 laps. So even before the race got restarted, I knew I was on the wrong strategy. I had to hold on. And then one lap before the safety car came in, I hit the inside curb in turn 1 and got an orange floor as well. So in the span of 3 laps, I completely destroyed my race basically.
Okay.
Yeah, it was looking at like a P7, P8 maybe, but thankfully the last safety car came out, and I was able to go for a fresh set of softs and kept my nose clean again on the final race, so picking up P5. P5 sounds good. Not happy with how the race went, but hey, if you can take good points home on a bad day, then the good days are going to be even better. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, considering everything that happened, then you actually did well to still salvage the top 5 out of that. And I think also it is still very early on in the season, but the season so far is also looking pretty good for yourself. I think with those 3 consistent point scoring finishes and the podium in Australia, I think you're also quite high up in the championship. So yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, thanks, man. Definitely happy with how the first 3 races went position-wise, because usually I've struggled at the beginning of seasons in the last few years, but happy with how it's going so far.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm not sure if we've also got Dion Stahl in the booth here, because I think I did invite him, but I didn't check if he actually joined. But I think if we don't, then I'm gonna round it off quickly before the stream goes on for too long. So yeah, thanks a lot for joining me here in the booth here. Leuk Neural, Naxi, Kovenami, Tim Wenting, and Sonodulis. Thanks a lot for your opinion and perspective on this race, and well done to all four of you. Of course, massive congratulations to Ron for winning the race, Tim Wenting for finishing in second, Kovenami in third, and Sonodulis in fifth place. Very strong drive from all four. It's been an entertaining race as well with the two safety cars and that quick, 2-lap end sprint at the end. Definitely caused a few fireworks. And this has been it for round 3 of season 8 here in SRL. Still a long season to go, but I think we're in for a good season considering the race we've already seen so far in the first 3. So to everybody who's joined as well in the live stream today, we had quite a few viewers. I saw like a number, 2-digit number beyond like 12 or 13 at some point, so cheers a lot for that. Very appreciated, and hopefully everybody else enjoyed the race as well. So that's been it for round 3 of season 8. See you next time.